Everybody's having a wonderful day. I just thought to hop on here real quick while I got some little downtime. Husband just went to work. My youngest is taking a nap. My oldest wanted to go upstairs to her room. So, yeah, I just thought to hop on here real quick, like I said. So, anyway, where do I start? Well, my youngest, can't remember if I talked about this on my last episode or not, but my youngest got a MRI for brain done for what's possible called hydrocephalus, which is fluid around the brain. And it did good. It went good. It took a little longer than expected. She was sedated for it. Of course, she's 2, so poor thing. But yeah, it was hard. Seriously, seeing her in that situation, getting sedated, all that stuff. It's hard. It's so hard. But anyways, it was supposed to take like an hour, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and it took like 2.5 hours. And I'm like, what? So yeah, I did get worried. But like I said, everything went good. It just took her a while to wake up from the anesthesia, but her vitals was good, and she's of course home. It was a day thing, so she's of course home, doing great, being herself again, being funny as usual. Her results just came up about a day or 2 ago, something like that, and it's in my charts, and according to what I can understand and what I've Googled, because of course the results are in huge medical terms, and I had to ask a few people in my family that are in the medical field, hey, what is this saying? What is that saying? And of course I Googled some of it, and they're saying in Google, I know Google's not always accurate, but Google's saying that her scans look normal. There's no signs of swelling, no signs of hemorrhage, brain bleed, no signs of hydrocephalus, which is wonderful. And we haven't gotten a call from the doctor stating anything. So, and like they say, no news, good news. So that's wonderful. So all she has really is level 2 autism. And that's the reason why she's a little delayed. And there's nothing wrong with that. Every kid learns differently. Every kid, reaches their steps at a different age. And like what my mom has always told me, what makes a difference if a child is walking at a year compared to a child walking at 3 or 4 years old? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares when they do it? Just like with me, I don't know if I mentioned this on here or not, but I didn't learn to walk, no joke, till I was 3.5. I didn't talk till I was then. I didn't learn how to ride a 2-wheel bike till I was either 10 or 12. I am not joking. I just took my time with everything, and that's probably what my youngest child is doing, my 2-year-old. So, who cares? As long as I'm taking care of her and she's happy and she's healthy, in which she is, that's all that matters. And of course she's going through her therapy 3 or 4 times a month, once or twice a week. It's hard to keep up with, but of course she's going through her therapy that many times, and she's gonna start outside therapy as soon as she enters school next year, because she'll be 3. She'll be aging out at home therapy, and she'll be going into outside therapy. So we're gonna get that started soon as well. And she'll be in a lot of physical, because like I said, she's not walking yet. She's crawling like crazy on all 4s and everything, which is great. And she is getting up on her knees more, and I can tell she's wanting to stand, but it's just hard for her, and it's okay. She'll eventually get there. It just like my 4-year-old, I'm very proud of both of them. Very proud of them. They've come a long way, especially my 4-year-old. Always saying her ABCs, always counting backwards. Totally different than from when she first got diagnosed with her level 4 autism. Level 3, I meant. Level 3 autism. No, level 4. And it's phenomenal. It's like not even the same child anymore. And we're just so proud of her, my husband and I. And but it drives me insane. It's kind of, in a way, this is kind of what I'm about to talk about, kind of off topic, kind of not. But it kind of drives me insane on how people treat kids with autism. They act like they have some form of disease, or if their child goes around it, they're gonna catch it. And I'm like, are we serious? Okay, I'm gonna say, for example, one day I was at a park and I was waiting in line for something. I'm not gonna say for what. I'm not gonna say what I was basically at the park playing, but I was waiting in line to do something. And a few people I knew was at the park along with their children, and their children knows my children. So one of their kids went up to my oldest, my 4-year-old, and tried to play with her. And then I saw the mom run literally up to that her child, and got her away got her daughter away from my daughter. And she's like, "Oh no, we're not doing that." And I'm looking at her like, I wanted to make a scene right then and there in that park, but no, I just wanted, because I knew if I made a scene, it would make me look like excuse my French here, but an ass rather than her. I'm like, but I was looking at her like, excuse me? My child doesn't have some form of disease, she just has autism. And if anything, I don't mean to sound biased here, my child may be more intelligent than yours. Like, really? Seriously? I mean, that was just kind of rude. Like, this quote that I have on a shirt, it's not my quote, but this quote that I found on a shirt that, it's about autism. It says, "Don't judge what you don't understand." And that's absolutely true. Seriously. If you do not have a child with a disability, please do not judge those that do. Please do not judge those children that have it. Please, because they didn't ask to be born in this situation. They didn't, and their mom certainly, or the parents certainly didn't do anything to cause it. It wasn't their fault. It's definitely not the child's fault. So please don't take it out on them. It's just wrong. And don't treat them like they have some form of disease. It's wrong. It's like the Ryan White story. I don't know if you heard of it. I'm sure you have, but especially if you lived in the 80s, born in the 80s or whatever. He had a blood disease, and he developed AIDS from getting blood donor. And he was like a first person to develop AIDS, and he passed away back in 1990. And everybody was treating this kid like he had a disease that was contagious, and keeping their child away from him. When AIDS, yeah, you can contract it, but not if you stand next to somebody, not if you touch that person. No, like, really? Seriously? You contract it via, I can't exactly remember, and I don't want to be wrong here, but I want to say, if you swap fluids, or if you share needles with that person, it's not, or if you, I don't know. I'm not in the medical field. I can't exactly remember how you get it, but you can't get it just by standing next to that person, or by playing with them, or touching them or whatever. You can't, you're not even hugging them. Come on now. You know, that story, the Ryan White story, reminds me so much of what my kids go through almost on a daily basis if we're out in public or if we're out with other moms that don't have kids with a disability themselves. You know, I'm not trying to judge here. Not every mom is like this. Not every mom is like this. Absolutely not. And in fact, a lot of moms understand. A lot of moms don't judge. They don't. You know, but those that do, you need to really do your research. Seriously. It's already hard enough for those of us that go through this. It's already hard enough. I mean, we sometimes don't get sleep because our kids sometimes don't sleep because they want to be up they're up screaming or whatnot because they can't help it. And then on top of that, we have to, do therapy. We have to take them to therapy. We have to take them to school. Like any other parent. But anyways, so like I was saying, we're going through therapy, we're going through judgment, we're going through so much stuff. More doctor's appointments than usual than the average child. And it's sometimes very, very, very hard on us. Especially for those who don't really have a support network like we don't. My husband and I don't. And my husband works 12 to 16-hour shifts, 4 to 6 nights straight. So majority of the time, it's me. And like I said before, we have people that love them. We do have people that visit them, but we don't get help majority of the time at all. And I'm not talking about financially, physically, emotionally. We don't. It's mainly just us, excuse me. But it is mainly just us. So it gets hard, very hard, because my kids, especially my 2-year-old, can't really tell me what's wrong. Neither can my 4-year-old. They scream and they cry and they fuss and they, and they can't help it. They can't. It's so hard to not know what's going on with them, and you have to figure it out yourself. It's like they're a newborn baby again. And it's so hard. I may just TV going on in the background. I apologize. It's so hard going through this. It really is. Especially with a nonverbal child. Nonverbal autistic child, in the least. You have to figure out what's wrong, because they can't tell you. And when you see these kids saying, "I love you, mommy," and all that, and you see them walking and talking and see them interacting and see all these other kids doing that, and you're like, you feel bad for your child because they can't right now. They will eventually, but they can't right now. They just need a little bit more intervention. You feel bad for your child for that. But at the same time, you look at it like, you know what? My child's just more unique. My child is just more special. That's what makes it more special, And that's how sometimes I look at it. Actually, majority of the time I do. Actually, you know what? Change that all the time. Because my children are unique. And they're very special. And they're very neat in their own awesome way. And they're funny. And they're cool to be around. And they're growing up too fast, let me tell you. Way too fast. I still can't believe they're 2 and 4 already. I mean, I get on my social media and, or like my Google Photos on my phone, and it shows memories from back then, and I'm like, where was that? Where is that precious child? Where is that precious baby? I see them when they were first born, like not that long ago. Not that long ago, I saw some memories of my 2-year-old when she was only a month old. And I just about bawled. I can't even carry her like a baby like that anymore. And, I tell you, Kids grow up fast, and if you're a parent, even if your child doesn't have a disability, kids grow up so fast. It's unreal. That's why I do not get on why some of these people out there just get so annoyed with their children. I don't get it, because there are people out there that would love to be in their shoes. Seriously. And it's not going to last forever. Eventually they're going to grow up and, be on their own, and it's going to come faster than you think. So enjoy the moment while it lasts. There's absolutely nothing wrong with wanting to spend time on to have you time. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong taking care of yourself, because if you can't take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of your others? How are you going to take care of your kids? Absolutely nothing wrong with that. You should take care of yourself. Absolutely. At the same time, don't get annoyed with your child all because they keep crying. Don't get annoyed with the child because they always want you and need you. Don't get annoyed with the child because they always want to be there or they're clinging on to you. Don't get annoyed with that, because eventually they will grow up and they will be out of the house. Yeah, I only have a 2 and 4-year-old, so I still got a while, but time is going fast. Seriously. I mean, my 4-year-old is about to go into kindergarten already. Like, really? Seriously? And then my 2-year-old is about to enter her school herself. Is about to go in early childhood special education program at 3. And I just can't believe it. It's so unreal, let me tell you. So, and I watched this one YouTube channel who advocates for children. Oops, I just said the name. Basically, it's AFC, and I love that channel. And because they're all about children, they talk about stories where like these parents, caregivers, whatever, hurt these children and do just horrible things to them. And it's like, why? What did the kid do that was so bad? Just like what they say. Seriously. What did the kid do? The kid didn't ask to be born. The kid didn't, if you can't handle it, call the right people that could. Give them to the state. Give the child to somebody that wouldn't care about helping out for a while. Give custody away for a little bit if you have to. So that way you go get some help or maybe take, whatever. Don't do something horrible to a child all because you're mad because they're here. All because they're interrupting your life. So, sorry. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm like that YouTuber. I'm for children, absolutely. Myself. Especially since I got told I couldn't have kids. So, and now I got two wonderful children. And I wouldn't change anything for the world. Seriously. I hug on them, kiss on them every day. Remind them how special they are. Love on them. I basically do everything my mom did growing up to me. And my sister. So I digress. But still, I do love my children. I love every kid out there. And it's, man. Anyways, but yeah, like I was saying, cherish every moment with your child, every moment, and celebrate those milestones. Celebrate them walking. Celebrate them talking. Celebrate them. Just every little thing they do. Celebrate it. Because you're never gonna get this moment back, ever, 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 ever again, ever. And do not take a single moment for granted, because you don't know what you got. You have no idea. Cherish every moment. Seriously. Well, that was kind of my rant. Yeah, it can get lonely, trust me. Especially being by yourself with your kids. But it's worth it. It really is. Now, don't get me wrong. There are times where, like, oh my gosh, I need a me day. I want to go out and just kind of spend time to myself, for myself. I need me time. And there are, I mean, trust me, there are a lot of days more than none where I feel like that. And there are times where I do start to feel kind of depressed because I'm at home a lot. A lot, a lot. I guess I don't have many friends. I don't. And I'm not just saying that. Um, I never really get invited anywhere. I mean, I talk to people, but nobody really comes over, to be honest, unless they're family. Nobody really. Like I said, I do have people that love me and the kids, and love us and the kids, and they have come over for birthday parties, all that, and that's better than nothing. And I love that. I just like sometimes I do wish that I do have people that come over more often or say, hey, what you doing today? What are you kids doing today? You and your kids want to meet me up at a park. You and your kids want us, want to go and have a play date. And it's mainly just me doing it. But, you know, at the same time though, like, can't be everybody's cup of tea. Can't. And it sucks and it does hurt. But then I look at it like this, you know what? They're lost. They're lost, and it, it's their loss. It really is. Yeah, it's easier said than done, but they have to live with the regret of not being there, not me. Because, like I said, I do try to reach out, and they just, if they don't want to be there, fine. They do. That's wonderful. But if they don't, whatever, you know. So.